Just this morning, a North Korean MiG-29 scrambled to intercept an American bomber off the Korean coast. The pilot was their best, their most trusted, the only man the regime allowed near their most expensive jet. He found the American aircraft. What he said on the radio next was the last thing the American pilots expected to hear, and North Korea scrambled every jet it had left to shoot down their own pilot. 6 hours ago, this pilot had a name, a family, and the complete trust of the most paranoid government on Earth. He doesn't have those things anymore. Let's talk about this pilot. He is not some unlucky kid pulled off a rice paddy and shoved into a flight suit. He is one of the best North Korea has. Top of his class at the Korean People's Army Air Force Academy. Hand-selected for the MiG-29 Fulcrum, the only fighter in the entire DPRK fleet that wasn't already a museum piece when it landed in North Korea. In the whole country, maybe 20 pilots are cleared to fly this jet. The rest fly aircraft from an era when rotary phones still counted as technology. To sit in the MiG-29's cockpit, you don't just need skill. You need 3 generations of verified political loyalty. Parents, grandparents, great uncles, all checked against a cooperation list. One cousin with a questionable remark at a party meeting, and you spend your career filing weather reports in a basement that smells like mildew and regret. He believes that MiG-29 matches any Western fighter, and North Korean radar can track stealth, or that Americans are soft. He believes all of it because nobody has ever shown him anything different. Today, somebody shows him. Meanwhile, 70 miles off the coast, a B-1B Lancer is doing what B-1B Lancers do near North Korea, flying in a straight line, at moderate altitude, making a very large, very deliberate point. The B-1B is a strategic bomber. 4 engines, 140 feet of American foreign policy with swept wings. The US flies them along the North Korean coastline the way your neighbor plays music at midnight. Technically legal, absolutely on purpose. North Korean radar spots it immediately, a bomber near the border. Pyongyang does what Pyongyang always does. It panics first. Then it orders someone else to go be brave about it. Scramble the MiG-29. The MiG-29 lifts off from Suncheon Air Base and climbs hard toward the coast. Ground control feeds vectors, bearing 270, range 60 clicks, 1 large, slow contact on radar, exactly where they said it would be. Ground control confirms the full picture, single target. Its escort appears to be running late, 200 kilometers behind and falling further back. The Korean closes fast. The bomber materializes on his canopy, enormous, gray, 4 engines trailing heat. It looks like a propaganda poster decided to come to life. He makes his first pass, fast, aggressive, close enough to cause a collision. The B-1 turns. The pilot exhales. It worked. They always turn. But the B-1 is not turning away from North Korea. It is turning toward it. The 4-person crew inside treats the MiG-29 the way a city bus treats a pigeon standing in the road. He makes a second pass. Tighter. He wants a reaction. He does not get even a flinch. What he gets is a clear view through the bomber's windscreen of 1 crew member holding a beverage thermos. They are sipping drinks during his aggressive intercept. Nobody aboard that aircraft has raised their heart rate by a single beat per minute. This should concern him. It does not. He keys his radio. 1B, unescorted. No threat aircraft. Every radar installation in the Democratic People's Republic of Korea agrees. He has all the confidence in the world. Then his radar warning receiver screams. Not the gentle pulse that means someone is scanning. The lock tone. The one that means a weapon is aimed at him. Specifically right now, coming from behind him. He yanks the stick, brakes hard left. G-forces pile on. He cranes his neck to check his 6 o'clock, an F-22 Raptor, sitting in the airspace he occupied 2 seconds ago, as casually as it was his daily commute. It has been there. He doesn't know how long. He doesn't want to know. Every piece of North Korean military technology responsible for keeping this man alive just failed an exam it didn't know it was taking. He slews his targeting radar toward the Raptor. The F-22 is designed to be invisible to radar, not hard to detect, invisible. Asking a MiG-29's fire control to lock a Raptor is like asking a flip phone to run facial recognition. The hardware was never built for the problem. He finds this out the hard way. The F-22 is right there, close enough to see canopy glass, close enough to count panel lines on the fuselage. His fire control returns 0. His most advanced sensor is pointed directly at the most dangerous fighter on the planet and delivering a completely straight-faced report that says the sky is empty. His own instruments have picked today to have a full crisis of conscience. The Raptor tilts slightly. Its weapon's bay doors swing open. This is deliberate. The American doesn't need to show his hand. He opens the bay because he wants the North Korean to see what's inside. Nothing. The weapons bay is empty. For 1 full second, the North Korean pilot stares at it. No missiles. This F-22 flew into North Korean airspace without a single weapon loaded. Either this American has lost his mind, or he doesn't consider this pilot dangerous enough to arm himself against. The North Korean does something no pilot in his position has ever done. He pushes forward. He slides his MiG-29 behind the unarmed Raptor and settles into what fighter pilots call the kill position. Nose pointed at the American's engines, 600 feet back. For one brief, electric moment, a North Korean pilot is sitting behind an F-22 with a clear shot. He has the upper hand. Then something appears on his left. A second F-22, already positioned behind him, already locked. It didn't announce itself. It was simply there, maybe for 30 seconds, maybe for the entire intercept. But this one had AIM-120 AMRAAM missiles in its bay, 6 of them, racked and ready. Any single one ends this encounter in about 4 seconds. The bay stays open. The American is in no rush. He is giving this pilot all the time he needs to look, to count, to understand exactly where he stands. This was never a fight. The guard frequency clicks open, the emergency channel every military aircraft within 300 miles can hear. The American's voice is relaxed. He sounds like a man reminding a coworker about a meeting they missed. "Captain, you're a long way from home, and I'm guessing your ground control forgot to mention us." This is the part of the story where you expect the enemy pilot to turn tail, fly home, file a bad report, get screamed at by a commander. This pilot does not turn. Something is happening inside his head that goes deeper than fear. Fear he knows. In the DPRK Air Force, fear comes standard with the flight suit. It's the ambient background noise. Monday through Sunday, you stop noticing it, the same way you stop noticing your own heartbeat. This is not fear. This is the floor disappearing. He was told the MiG-29 could match any Western fighter. It cannot detect the aircraft sitting next to it. He was told North Korean radar would protect him. 2 Raptors rode inside his formation, and the entire defense network missed both of them. The Americans his instructors called soft, they sound like actors in a movie. Every briefing, every lecture, every poster on every wall he's walked past for 20 years. Fairy tales, children's stories repeated until the adults telling them forgot they were fiction. He bought every word, because what was he going to compare it to? Now he has a comparison, and the comparison is sitting on both his wings with its weapons bays open and its engines barely above idle. If they lied about this, about something he can see and verify and touch with his own eyes at this exact moment, then what else? The future they promised him. He is at 22,000 feet, bracketed by 2 aircraft that could erase him before he finished a blink, and for the first time in his life, he has a thought that would earn him a firing squad back on the ground. His hand moves to the radio panel. It is shaking. He switches to guard frequency, the open channel, the one every aircraft in the theater monitors, and the North Korean ground control can hear too. His English is fractured, learned from somewhere he shouldn't have had access to. A manual, a disc, something that would have cost him a labor camp sentence if anyone had found it. "Americanu aircraft." His voice is not steady. "I am not returning to base. I request safe passage." A pause. The next word weighs more than the aircraft around him. "I request to asylum." Guard frequency goes quiet. The F-22 lead pilot has trained for many things. Dogfights, missile defense, electronic warfare. He has not trained for this. Nobody trains for this. 1 beat. Copy. 2 beats. "Stay on my wing. You're with us now." The lead F-22 tilts its wings and slides into escort position ahead of the MiG-29. The trailing Raptor shifts outward and covers the rear. 90 seconds ago, 6 missiles were pointed at the North Korean pilot. Now they face outward. Same missiles, different purpose. The missile becomes the shield. Guard frequency is open. Everyone heard. So did Pyongyang. The response is immediate. 2 more MiG-29s scramble from a northern base. North Korea has maybe 10 operational fighters on a good day. They just committed almost half of their entire air superiority fleet to chase 1 pilot. Their orders are blunt. Kill the defector before he reaches South Korean airspace. Destroy the aircraft. Erase every trace. A Golden Boy pilot defecting in their best jet is a regime-level crisis with afterburners. The pursuers push south at full military power. Their motivation is the very specific kind of enthusiasm that comes from knowing how the supreme leader handles disappointments. The man has been known to resolve personnel disagreements with anti-aircraft artillery, literally. And the regime does not punish a man, it punishes a bloodline. These two pilots push their throttles to the stops, knowing that the cost of turning around is measured in generations. They close the distance fast, full afterburner. Their radar paints the defector's MiG-29 clearly, 80 clicks ahead, heading south, running for the border. Then their warning receivers light up, lock tones. Two sources, coming from things their screens say do not exist. Any reasonable pilot would turn around right now. Reasonable is a luxury the regime confiscated a long time ago. They push through, 60 clicks, the lock tones follow. The flight lead switches to tracking mode. He starts building a firing solution on the defector. His hands do what 20 years of training taught them to do. His brain is running a different calculation entirely. 50 clicks. His wingman follows him in. 40 clicks. Inside missile range. The flight lead's finger moves to the weapon release. His thumb hovers over the button, and then one of the F-22s moves. No radio call, just a shift in the lock tone's bearing. What was behind him is now beside his wingman. Close. Very close. The wingman's voice comes across the secure channel. It is not the voice of a fighter pilot. It is the voice of a man who just felt something enormous brush past him in the dark. Lead. It's next to me. Silence. Right next to me. I cannot see it. The lead's thumb is still on the release. He still has the shot. He can press the button right now, and the missile will find the defector, and the regime will be satisfied for about 1.5 seconds. Because that is roughly how long he and his wingman will continue to exist after he takes that shot. He pulls his thumb back. Not because he's brave, not because he's merciful, because punishment later is better than end right now. Break right, return to base. His wingman does not question the order. His wingman has been waiting for those words the way a drowning man waits for a hand. Two MiG-29s bank hard to the north. The lock tones vanish the instant they turn. Both of them gone. The F-22s release the weapon lock. Two pilots fly north in silence, assembling a story that might keep them alive. Equipment failures, radar malfunctions, overwhelming American numbers. Every word is fiction. That fiction is now a currency that they will trade with the regime. It will be believed, or it will not. That is tomorrow's problem. Today, they are still breathing. The defecting MiG-29 crosses into South Korean airspace 15 minutes later, flanked by two Raptors. Osan Air Base is ready. The F-22s guide the MiG-29 into the pattern. The North Korean pilot has never landed at a foreign airfield. He has never seen runway lights this bright. He has never heard a control tower use the word "sir" while talking to him. Gear down. Final approach. The MiG-29 touches American concrete. Ground crew walks him to a stop. Engines spool to silence. He opens the canopy. He sees the flag on the hangar wall. He sees people approaching. Cautious, professional, not hostile, not shouting, not dragging him anywhere. He is not a prisoner. For the first time in his life, he is free. What would you have done? Turn back to the lie or fly toward the unknown?